Hi, I'm Life Coach Landry, and the topic is steps to set to meet your goals. There are many factors in why you might be stuck financially. Stability is often the biggest, followed by fear, change, making a mistake, not having education. There's just lots of things that'll make you kind of wonder whether you're going on the right path. But you can overcome these negative circumstances and move on to happier places with some good, sound decision models, okay? And there's a model called the SHIFT model. You can research it. And there's five areas it focuses on. Number one, I want you to start by identifying what you really want. It's easy to point the finger at what's wrong, but taking the time to identify what would make you happy is much more important. It's also harder to do. Sometimes you can get so focused on what you want that you leave you leave the whole thing, you abandon your plan, and you lose sight of what you need to do to move forward. So I want you to paint a picture, literally and figuratively, of where you want to go. What qualifies and what measurements are you putting in place for you to feel like you're doing the right thing? What will you think, feel, or do when you get there? Be as clear as possible about where you want to go. If you can't measure it somehow, you won't be able to celebrate the achievement. Number two, I want you to highlight your obstacles and categorize them. Okay? And this will help you just be a lot more effective instead of just do it, which is sometimes off-putting because, of course, there are challenges in your way. There's challenges in anybody's way. But everybody starts somewhere. And for you to say, I can't do it because of this, is an obstacle. You've got to start putting things in categories, even if it's very, very small baby steps. Bring the obstacles to light, that need to be addressed. And it also allows you to admit and honor that you are not a failure just because you get stuck. Whether you haven't looked at your obstacles effectively or not, but for them to surprise you in the middle of doing this is a reason why you should go over them. Because you'll be like, you know what, I really didn't think about that one. Or you know what, now that I've thought about that one, I just came up with an idea how to get past it. Because once you identify and categorize them, you'll know what you can and can't control. Okay? So it's just, there is a path forward, but you have to be organized about your obstacles to find it. Number three, identify your personal strengths and areas of improvement. Identify the people in your life who can help you reach your goal. I've had many clients, that have, one of their goals is to get back with their ex. And they'll say, how do I get there? And I'll say, you have to create a bridge, and it has to be a building block. You don't call your ex up on the phone and say, hey, I want to get back together. You call your ex up on the phone and go, hey, you want to get a cup of coffee? And then you meet them for coffee. And then you have a good time with them. And then you say, hey, you want to catch a movie Friday night? Yeah, that sounds great. And then after that, hey, you want to get together and walk the dog to the park the following week? And guess what you've done? A bridge that wasn't there has now had steps built to the other side where they are, and now you have a bridge. Don't be that person that's scared, that doesn't go out there and get things done like that. Don't be that person who's scared to identify the people that you want back in your life. Start today. Make a decision today. Okay? Because, we're all wired differently, and it might make you feel even more like a failure because you're not wired like somebody who does things better. Instead, focus on your core strengths. Identify where you might get in your own way, a tendency to procrastinate or get distracted, for example, or you go do other things that you have fun doing so that you don't think about something you really want. All you're doing is delaying the fact that you're going to get back to what you really want. These are internal human factors. External human factors are the people in your personal world who could help you. Engage, network, ask for a favor, partner with someone who cares. Don't believe you have to go out alone. Once you identify people that can help you, leverage them. Okay? There are some people that you've maybe, like I said, some of my clients that wanted to get back with their exes that they've dated. Okay? And those people, they actually, let's say you did something wrong. That relationship came apart because you did something you shouldn't have done. Is there room for you to go back and do something that you to fix that? If there is, why aren't you doing it? If that's still what you want, like I said, you don't have to go at this alone. And people in your life who know you, who've been with you, they're going to know you better than people that you just have fun with. So you should leverage them, use them in your life. Number four, I want you to set criteria for decision making. In any change program, you have to follow how to measure which ones you will choose. Easiest, most expensive, fastest route to success, hardest route to success. How will you establish pros and cons of your alternatives? Pick a measurement first, then brainstorm what options you have. What could you do assuming the obstacles, human factors, and criteria? Pick a path. It doesn't have to be a perfect one. It just has to take into account what's doable and what's not. Okay? Have short-term goals, long-term goals, and stretch goals. But ultimately, have goals. Number 5, create a clear step-by-step approach. Who, what, when, how, when, why. You know, if you got to put words in there twice just to really emphasize, there's a reason why I said a word twice. Sometimes people struggle more with the when. You know, setting the date. Some people struggle much more with who they're going to be doing it with. You got to double up to remind yourself this is the part I got to work a little bit harder on versus the other 3. Then do that. What's next should all be considered. You know, break it down so the steps are easy to take and digest. Find a new job by January. Identify all the steps you'll need to take, focusing on your obstacles, human factors, criteria. Be clear, be specific, be diligent, picture it, live it. Taking one step and succeeding often makes you want to take another and another. Soon you'll find you're putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward, and before you know it, you'll look down and you've already passed, you know, two of the 5 goals you wanted to do, and times move so quick that you forgot to even celebrate it because you're doing that well. You can get unstuck today. Don't wait until New Year's to make a new resolution. Don't wait until your birthday. Don't wait. If you miss an ex, call them today. If you messed up with a friend and you want to repair that, call them today. If you want a new job or a promotion, start working on that today. Okay? Give yourself the gift of moving toward whatever your desire is and do it now. Stop waiting. There's nothing that time does other than helps you heal when you know you don't want something back. But if you do, what are you waiting for? Start today. If you need help starting today, if you need help with your goals, you can contact me at the link below and work with me personally. Or if you just found this of value, you can show your appreciation by clicking on the donation link below, and I will talk to you soon.